And hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Herbie's Community Cooking Corner for May 13th, 2025. I'm Herbie Allen, and today we're going to be making chicken fried steak with gravy and scrambled eggs. So, hope you can stick around for that. As first of all, let's say hi to our host, which is Jeanette today. And streaming us and sending our signal around the world in the other room is Chanel. Welcome to you both. And wow, I guess that your two initials put together would be JC. Okay. Anyway, before we get started with the call, I want to give a shout out to a brand new listener, and he is one of Angel's friends, Deshaun. So welcome, Deshaun, and Angel. Did you want to quickly unmute and also say hi to him?
Angel has stepped away from
He has
the
stepped
meeting.
away. Okay, well, that's okay. Maybe he'll come back, maybe not. But either way, glad to have you on board there, Deshaun, and hope you enjoy. What?
And welcome.
Yeah, welcome. And yes, we cannot forget the Community Cooking Corner secretary, the one that keeps this show running and everybody organized. None other than the one, the only Spider Woman. How are things in the web today?
Warming up nicely.
So now that means you'll be having some summer feasts, no doubt?
I would assume so, yes.
Okay, so are there any flies that are like, which taste better, like flies or fleas or?
Right now the abundance is black fly.
Okay. Are they kind of like a black licorice or?
Not 100% sure. I haven't sampled this year's delicacies yet.
Okay, well, definitely keep us updated.
I can do so.
All right. And want to also give a special shout out to Julie because, she's going to be a featured guest on here. And it's also partially her fault that we have the chicken fried steak recipe today. Hello, Julie. She's staying muted. Okay.
I apologize. The mute button just kind of got away, but hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. It looked good, so.
Yes. I will tell you that Chanel and I sampled it last week, and we're very impressed with the results. So now let's see how it does in the cooking call today. So this one came as a result of a Mastodon discussion, and we were talking about chicken fried steak, and Julie was telling me that in her area they don't know how to make chicken fried steak. They don't even know what it is. And I said, well, you know what, Julie, I make it on the call, then you'll be able to make it, and you can start selling it to like the local restaurants in your area, and you'll become a star. So if you start hearing in New York about Julie's famous chicken fried steak, then just remember it was on here first that, this began her road to stardom. So
I have to mail in royalties, I guess, right? Yeah. So.
Well, I'm not so much worried about royalties, but, at least more listeners, I'll settle for that. I don't ask for much, But I think it'll be good advertisement for the community in general, So, see, I don't ask for much, guys, do I? Anyway, so enough kidding around here. Abraham was asking, first of all, how do you chicken fry a steak? I'll get to that in just a second. I want to talk about the French bread pizza we made last week. It was okay. I think the bread was a little bit too much on the thick side, at least the one we got. And it had some flavor, but and as much as I like deep dish pizza, that was just a little bit too much, so it was okay. That is my thinking on that. Also, reminder, I know I sent out the original pizza document, so if you've not, you'll find the recipe on there. Okay, so why is it called chicken fried steak? I'm not completely sure. There's no actual chicken involved. And no, it's not a pork chop either. It is actual steak. And though you can do chicken fried chicken as well. So this calls for first of all, for the chicken batter, we need 1.5 cups whole milk, 2 large eggs, 2 cups all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons seasoned salt, black pepper, 3/4 teaspoon paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper, 3 pounds cube steak and extra tenderized. I think that's kind of a preference thing. I'm not going to do anything to extra tenderize it. It's going to be what it is. Kosher salt. And then a 1/2 cup canola / vegetable oil. And a tablespoon butter. So, and then there's also the gravy component. And for that, we need a 1/3 cup all-purpose flour, 4 cups whole milk, 1/2 teaspoon seasoned salt, black pepper, and the recipe calls for mashed potatoes for serving, but I decided that we would make it into a more breakfasty type thing and do scrambled eggs instead. So the first thing we need is 1.5 cups whole milk. So, and for all this, of course, we need a mixing bowl. Now, we're actually going to need 2 separate bowls. One for the steak itself, one for the dry ingredients, and one for the steak. So, unfortunately, I only have the one actual mixing bowl, and then I have a regular, a large bowl that I'm washing out here that we're going to use for the dry ingredients. And the reason why I've decided to use the mixing bowl for the wet ingredients is so they don't go splashing everywhere. And I can more easily control the dry ingredients. So I had meant to get another mixing bowl, but time got away from me. But I'm going to do that next time, as I imagine this recipe is probably going to become more of a permanent fixture around the Allen household, as I won't be able to go to New York and have Julie make it for us. So, gotta settle with second best in that case. So, and okay. So let's get out the mixing bowl. So it calls for whole milk. Whole milk, it comes in the regular type container that you would expect milk to come in. I just got a 1/2 gallon because the only thing I use it for is this recipe anyway. I don't use it outside of that. So in fact, this is probably the first time I've ever purchased whole milk. It's because of this recipe. Okay, so there we go, mixing bowl. So let's get out my measuring cups. Do I have my 1.5 measuring cup here? I have my 1 2/3. I have my 2 cup. My 2/3 cup. Yay. Alright, we may have to do this the hard way, but 1/3 cup, that's okay. So I'm going to actually get out my whole cup here from a different set. And let's get out the milk. So, like I said, typical milk container, you just take the top off. And of course, it's going to be attached to that plastic ring deal. I am pouring it into the measuring cup.
And Herbie, you do have a couple of raised hands.
All right, so I'm just guessing with the 1/2 cup, using my measuring cup to feel it halfway full. Okay, who have we got?
Donna, go ahead.
I'm just curious. So why do you have to use whole milk? Why can't you use 1%?
I have no idea. That's what the recipe calls for, so that's what I
I
do.
believe it's the fat content.
Yeah, is gonna say that's what I was thinking. It probably affects like how the gravy would turn out and all that.
Okay.
And Julie.
Yes.
Yeah, I was actually going to comment on the milk thing. The recipe itself calls for whole milk, and having read some of her stuff that this originally came off of, which was the Pioneer Woman. She uses a lot of like whole milk, whole butter, whole everything. I've made chicken fried steak before, fried chicken before, and I usually buy 1% milk, and that works just fine. But it is gonna just make it where it's not as rich, if that kind of helps to answer that question.
Okay. Yep. So it'll affect the flavor if you use a lesser quality.
Yeah, a little bit. But if you don't want to buy a special ingredient that you're only going to use for one time, then you can use like 2% or 1% milk, and it's fine. It just won't be as rich in its flavor.
Well, what I will say is because I actually ended up using the 4 cups seems to equate to about the remainder of the half gallon anyway. So for me, it wasn't. It actually worked out pretty well because I could just use up. But yes, all right, good
And
points.
Chanel has someone in Clubhouse.
All right.
Yes, Melissa, go ahead, please.
Okay, Herbie. So the scrambled fried steak and the scrambled fried steak and eggs. You guys just have to make the scrambled eggs after, correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Scrambled eggs will be made
I
in a
would
very
like to-
separate thing altogether.
I would like to have the recipe.
All right. All right, and yes, Celeste, I had thought about asking for a separate mixing bowl, and all right.
Oh, you have one more raised hand. That would be Angel.
Angel, welcome, my friend.
Well, as promised, I would like to give a huge shout out. For those of you that missed it earlier, I want to do this. I want to give a huge shout out to a friend of mine who might be listening on ACB Media 5 either live or as a podcast or on a replay. His name is Deshaun O'Garrow. He's from the Bronx. His family was born in Antigua. Part of his family was born in St. Thomas and in St. Croix, which is, for those of you that don't know, the U.S. Virgin Islands in the Caribbean. So, again, shout out to my bestie, Deshaun O'Garrow. I want to welcome you on behalf of Cindy Hollis and everybody to the ACB community and to Herbie's Community Corner, where Herbie is cooking up a storm.
All right, yes, indeed. Welcome, Angel, despite the fact that you are a Yankees fan, and I am not happy with the Yankees right now. But we'll talk about that later. As a Mariners fan, that was very bad loss that we had last night. But yes, welcome, Deshaun, to the community. Hope you enjoyed this call. And in addition to mine, I will definitely mention that there are some others happening as well, and I'll go through some of them later on. So, but glad you're listening to us on ACB Media, and welcome. And I will mention how you can reach out to me a little bit later on if you have any questions. So while everybody was asking their questions, I have been cracking the eggs into the milk, and I'm now going to use my whisk to... First of all, do we have any more questions? Not hearing any, so I'm just using my whisk to go round and around and around and around. Up and down, round and round and up and down we go again. Oh, sorry. That might be a song I'll do on karaoke at a future date. The twist and let's twist again, but not for a while, I don't think.
Like you did last summer?
Yeah. Or maybe I'll do the limbo rock instead, and we'll just see how low I can go. Okay, I'm going to wash out this whisk. I have another one, but I'm going to need it for the whisk for the scrambled eggs anyway, and I don't feel like digging for it, so... Oh yes, and Celeste was suggesting I ask for a mixing bowl for my birthday. Probably, it's an interesting idea. I think I'd almost rather wait till I get, if they want to get me one for my birthday, wait till I get back, because it's going to be a little bit fun to try to put in the suitcase. But they're not that expensive to begin with. It's just a matter of getting around to Walmart shopping. So, there's definitely, we'll price out a mixing bowl later on, but it's not that expensive. Okay. But, yeah, I guess if nothing wrong with asking for cheap birthday gifts either. I don't know. Okay. So we need 2 cups all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons seasoned salt, black pepper, and we need some paprika. No, that would definitely not work out for a number of reasons. Okay. The things I'm getting in my text message. I am not going to try to go through security wearing a metal bowl on my head. I just don't think that's going to work out too well. But I tell you what, Celeste, if you think that is a wonderful idea, you can try it first. And let me know how it works out for you. And hopefully you're not letting me know from the Crossbar Hilton because they've arrested you for, carrying a metal object on the airplane. I'm thinking they won't do that. They just won't let you go any further. But you can give that a try and let us know how it works out. So that is your homework for the summer. Okay, the sugar is not the flour.
And while you're doing that, Ibrahim has his hand raised.
Oh, good. Okay. I don't know where my flour
You could always have a plastic mixing bowl rather than a metal one.
I could. I thought about that. It's inferior, but yes, I could.
Yeah, I think that would go past security just fine. Anyway, yeah. When you mentioned the mixing bowl earlier, I thought of that as that as well. Anyway, so I haven't heard of a gravy recipe that does it in this particular way. Usually I have heard it where the flour is cooked out with the butter, and then milk is added slowly to thicken it.
It's kind of like that. We haven't gotten to the gravy part yet, so.
Yeah.
This is just preparing the batter for the steak itself.
Oh, I thought this was...
No, this is for the steak part. That we haven't even gotten to the gravy yet. He's trying to ride the gravy train, folks. The other thing I will say, though, that the problem with security is they might be concerned with somebody trying to act like a masked figure, trying to go through. So I imagine even with a plastic one, that could at least potentially raise some questions. So,
Angel, did you have a quick question before Herbie moves on?
Yeah, actually, would you tell Deshaun about some of the calls that you do, some of the many hacks that you do, because you do more than one thing aside from facilitating, Herbie.
Yes, I will get to more calls in just a second. All right. Trying to see what I did with my measuring spoons, if I used them or not already, but you know what? Because it's we can just use our best guess with the seasoning salt, and Okay, so I do one other call. That one, however, is not on ACB Media 5, so you would have to call into that one. And that is Accessible Online Games. That's every other Wednesday, so the next one, in fact, will be next Wednesday. And we're doing Apples to Apples. How appropriate, because we're on a cooking call right now. But we're doing Apples to Apples on RS Games, and that is at 6 p.m. the Bronx time. So hope you can join me for that. And Angel can definitely let you know how to call in. Or you can call 800-424-8666 and follow the prompts and listen to Chanel give the instructions. And that is a very good way of finding out what's going on, if I do say so myself. Yeah. Okay. Do we have anybody else?
Not at this time.
All right. So anyway, yes, I think that there would be a security, concern about disguises and stuff. So if anybody, if you want to be brave enough, instead of just giving me the idea, if you want to try it yourself, go ahead with a metal or a plastic mixing bowl. Let me know how well it works out for you. We're coming back on June 19th, so you've got about a month.
Well, the other thing being that the judgment call of that person might call into some questions with the TSA.
Mm-hmm.
Chanel, go ahead.
We have Melissa.
All right. Before we get to you, Melissa, I'm actually, even though I'm blabbering, folks, I'm actually working around the kitchen here. I'm adding in my pepper right now to the mixture. So that is what is going on here. Okay, Melissa.
How much pepper do you have to put in there?
It actually does not call for a specific amount, so it's really just to taste. So you can use as little as much as you want, but the more you use, of course, the more spicy it's going to be.
So that's the red pepper or cayenne versus black pepper.
Yeah, well, the black pepper doesn't call for some. For the cayenne pepper, it calls for a very, fourth teaspoon.
Oh, okay, so you're using black right now.
I'm using the black right now, and now yes, but so the black pepper just says black pepper. For the cayenne pepper, it definitely says 1/4 teaspoon.
Okay.
Okay. I was going to make my announcement for next week. I forgot.
Oh, all right, go ahead. We seem to be doing announcements here, so go ahead.
You guys don't forget to go ahead and join me on Tuesday. I'm going to be making peanut butter balls, so don't forget to join me on next Tuesday.
All right, and for what it's worth, I actually found my other whisk, even though I just got done washing out the first one. But that's how it goes. Okay. All right, there's my 2 tablespoons. I'm looking for some of my measuring spoons. Actually, okay, there's my 1/4 teaspoon. We'll just use that multiple times. That is actually...
Another set of measuring spoons, too?
Actually, I was just thinking... Well, I do actually have a set. Janine recently got me a set of measuring spoons. And, I can use that as well. So, I'm actually good on those right now. It's just a matter of...
The mixing bowls.
The more so the mixing bowls than anything else. Okay. Is this paprika or cayenne? We should find out. Because, that matters. Okay, let's see if I can use my phone real quick to tell me. Because I forgot that they both come in the same type of... Open Seeing AI. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear this, but
Seeing it, quick help button. return a package for replacement or money back. 1877505 minus 2,267 7174 VR UKI Auden Sire Edno Iowan Sniden Walmart Incorporated 7874.
So we know this is a Walmart thing.
936.
And Chanel, were you texting me?
No, I was responding to one of our text threads. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
And it was just how the timing worked out. Okay, that's fine.
Annal 13N.
Trying to get this to read a round bottle is always a fun experience. Oh, paprika. Okay.
Walmart Incorporated.
That's what I thought.
Clubhouse. Seeing AI.
So, talking about seeing AI, that's a whole nother lesson in itself. But what I did is essentially held the camera far away from the item, and that gave it a clear field of view. So then it could actually scan it and finally tell me what it is. This was just using the quick text thingy. So I could dig out my other teaspoons from the sink, but instead I'm just going to use my 1/4 teaspoon and measure out 3/4 of paprika this way. Okay. So, spice bottles can be definitely a trickier thing to measure. So,
I
Abraham.
also have a spice carousel.
Yep.
In the spice carousel, each time you turn the knob, measures out a 1/4 teaspoon, and then you just flip the little door on the bottom down.
All right. So Celeste sent me something I haven't. I'll have to go look to see what it was. So you'll just have to wait. I also should really open my email to see if Jonathan is sending me anything. I think this is my cayenne. Okay, let's see. No, I don't want the spoon to fall into there. Let's find out here. Okay, let's see. What have we got here for open messages?
Conversations. DJ Pink. Pin. DJ Cellrock. Unread. Oh, you get to play a game in Washington. It'll be your first game in a while in Washington State. Apple sounds like fun. Might have to join next week. 921 DJ.
You know, it's actually appropriate I'm playing apples to apples in Washington State next week. So Celeste commenting on the fact that open seeing AI, it'll be my first game in Washington for a while. Yes, indeed, it actually will.
Wow.
Motto. Amal. Mates. A soning. Trio. Mates. Sunning. Trio. Nutrition. 1/4 teaspoons. 1 gram. Calories 0. E. D.
I see.
Total
Oh, I'm
carbs,
sorry.
0 grams.
Oh, go ahead.
Better yes.
I see one email from Jonathan saying it depends on the ingredients for how you combine it. This was a little bit probably a while back.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means he's referring to.
All right. I don't either, but that's okay. Probably the gravy, but...
Maybe.
Mates. Awning. Intrial. Steak.
Oh, that's my Montreal steak seasoning. Okay.
That would be an interesting flavoring, but
Yeah, that's quite all right.
110. Dawn. Sun. Less. 1.
I think this is my... Let's see here.
8. 1. Heifer law. Cornic. Onion. Outer.
Oh, that's onion powder. So I'm using the phone right now to identify spice bottles here, but I think this is...
Dawn. Collins. SS8. Darwin. 101. Dawn.
So I just used it last week, so I know I... Okay, that is not cayenne. I can tell just by smelling it. Let's see.
looks like you may need more cayenne.
What was that?
That it looks like you might end up needing more cayenne.
Yeah, and what's going to happen is I'll get more and then discover that...
That's the way it always happens.
9:30. Tuesday. Take picture. Button. Broad. Garlic. Gran. Plate. Red plate.
Okay.
Red. Crumbs. Plate.
No, you're reading the wrong thing. That's the problem with these cameras, is they can see multiple things and not what you're pointing at them.
Messages. Now. Document detection off. Take picture. Button.
Okay, well, you know what? We are going to make do without the cayenne.
Messages. Message. Seeing AI. Home. Message.
As unfortunately as fun as this could be, I do not have all day to scan. So,
And you have some raised hands.
what was that?
You have some raised hands.
All right, let's get to them.
Karen, go ahead.
Hello. Montreal steak seasoning. Excellent in this recipe. I am telling you. It's good.
All
But
right.
we're going to go with yours.
Petra, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Herbie, in my kitchen, I have the slate and stylus and a roll of dymo tape, and the slate has a slot for the dymo tape to go through, and I just label all my spices as they come into the house.
Yeah, I should
So
actually
then they
do
just
that.
have a braille label.
Yep.
And so you could probably tell the difference between paprika and cayenne pepper just by sniffing them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's our mixture.
Ibrahim.
Yes.
Ibrahim, go ahead.
Can you
Ibrahim,
hear
go-
me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, what I've done before is line up a few different things in front of my phone, and with Beamer AI taken a photo and asked the AI what item is the one I'm looking for.
Yep, I've thought about that too, actually.
Yeah. So,
But
and it was pretty good at telling me, oh, the third one's the yellow one. You know.
there you go. I mean, for our purposes today, it just means the steak has a little bit less spice, but
Or just use the steak seasoning.
I just might do
Your-
that. Okay.
Your recipe would be, less spicy, more, but it'll be good.
All right. Well, in the meantime, we're going to get out my skillet that we need, and what we're going to do is add in our half. I think it called for a half cup oil. And this is one we don't want too much oil because we're going to be using this oil as part of our gravy recipe as well. But so we do want to use it up, but yeah, okay. Making sure this cup is actually washed out because I had to use this set last night. And, another recipe, and maybe I'll make this for you all at some time later on. I think I want to practice a little bit more, is sesame chicken in the air fryer. So, okay, so I'm going
How's
to...
your how's your oil supply?
It's getting low, but it's something I'll probably replace more when we come back.
Alrighty.
And if I run out of vegetable oil, I've still got plenty of peanut oil.
Okay. Just curious.
Yep. Well, go ahead and add it to my list anyway.
Vegetable?
Yep.
Okay.
'Cause that's something I was gonna do a grocery shopping anyway. Add coffee to the list.
Okay. Can do.
Very essential.
Coffee, cayenne, and vegetable. Got it.
Yep. All right. And we need a tablespoon butter. So what we're going to do, it tells you to set up assembly line of dishes, put the milk and egg in one, which we did. Put the, we put the dry stuff in the second and the meat in the third dish. It recommends to season the meat first. So what we're going to do here, so we're going to it says to season it, place it in the flour, then place it into the milk mixture, and then place it back in the flour one more time. And it recommends to place the breaded meat onto a clean plate. And then before we put it in the pan. And what we're going to do is add in the oil, then add in the butter, and it recommends putting in a little bit of sprinkling of flour to make sure that it's hot. And it says to cook the meat about 3 pieces at a time. So we're going to do this a little bit more haphazardly. I'm going to bread the meat and cook as we go along. But you can either do that or you can set it aside, whatever you find the easiest.
And Herbie, while you're doing that, Chanel has someone in Clubhouse.
All right.
All right, we have Rachel.
All right, Rachel, good morning.
Good morning, Chanel. Good morning, Herbie.
Good morning.
Good morning. I was going to suggest because I'm not a fan of cayenne pepper either, so I wondered about skipping that.
It just means it'll be...
and
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. And I also wondered, when you were talking about the spices, reading the spices, there's also an artificial part of Be My Eyes, and there's also a quick read on Ira.
Yes.
You don't need a volunteer's help.
Yes. That is correct.
And then, of course, the meta glasses. There's also the meta glasses. I don't know how well it would do.
Meta glasses would probably be okay. I don't have a pair of those, but they'd probably do okay.
I will try that in a second. Hang on.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So the the steak itself is very thin pieces of steak. And all right, morning sugar rush with a peppermint patty. All right. So I've got a series of texts coming in. Let's see if there's actually anything important.
9:39. Messages. Grouped. Now. Backup posts. I can't do it. Messages.
Nope.
Messages. 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 Message. Text field. Is edited. 9:39.
It's not that I see anything.
9:40. Tuesday. No, flashlight. Off. Button. V. Y. Back. 16 unread. 16 unread. Back button. 60. Alexa. Patrick Henry Hughes. Alexa. In Alexa remind. Marcus read. DJ Selrock. Unread. Summary. Forgot Cokes.
Yep.
Ice cream. Carrots. Chicken. DJ Sel. Pin DJ Selrock. Mark is unread.
What?
Pin activate default.
What have we got here?
DJ Selrock. Other things for that grocery list. You forgot? Cokes. Chocolate. Ice cream. Carrots. Chicken. Enchiladas. Chicken. Parmesan. Chicken.
It actually wouldn't let me
Celeste, you're getting your grocery list mixed up with mine.
That's my grocery list. Whoops. LOL.
Yeah.
36.
That's your grocery list, hon, so.
DJ Selrock. Oh, you get to play a game in Washington. Each vertical scroll bar.
You see, I do homemade chicken enchiladas. I actually do still have some chocolate ice cream. Chicken parmesan isn't a bad thing. I do eat it sometimes. I'm just waiting for the oil to heat up. And let's see, what else is there on the list? Oh, Coke. Right now, I actually have Baja Blast Mountain Dew, so I'm good with my caffeine supply. But
I did try with the glasses.
oh, I do
but
have
because
for
I'm on Zoom,
carrots.
It would not let me.
What was that?
I said because I'm on a Zoom, my glasses wouldn't let me
Okay.
check to see what bottle it was, but I will report to you offline.
All right.
What it says.
I've still got some mozzarella cheese that I was seeing about using up, so good on that. And chicken and bacon shepherd's pie. Well, I don't do bacon, so yeah. And those poor shepherds, anyway. So what kind of steak is used for this is what Donna is asking me. So I'm using the cube round steak. So, you know, just, it calls for it to be as thin as possible. But, you know, just look for like your thin round steak and, or cube steak and you'll be good to go. Alright, I'm going to just really kind of guess what a tablespoon of butter would be, because we're going to start running short on time here, and I have to run.
Don't run.
I don't want to run because I've got a filling in a couple hours, so.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Quite. Okay, so I'm going to take out the steak. I'm going to set this to medium for now so it doesn't all go
We
over.
have a raised hand.
All right.
William, go ahead.
Good morning, Herbie. Good morning, everyone. So, before I have a question. Before cooking the steak, do you cut it up into bite-sized pieces?
No.
Oh.
So the steak already comes as, if it's a round steak, you just steak, of course, depending on the store you get it from, is going to come in different ways. These are in little ovals, actually. So you definitely don't want to cut these up.
Sure.
The steak I got from Walmart was actually bigger pieces, but this is from our local grocery store. So I'm coating the steak in the batter, then in the flour mixture, then the dry ingredients, then the wet mixture. And you get in there. I think we can do 3 pieces, and they'll be just fine. I think she would actually call for thinner steak maybe than what I'm using, but this will work out. Okay. Hey Google, set timer for 2 minutes. All right. I'm annoyed because I thought I'd ordered 2 packages of steak because I really wanted to use up the entire batter, but that's okay. So yeah, the round steak, like the one I got from Walmart, was actually more round, and it was actually a little bit thinner. These are like just little ovals. So it's, whatever it is, you just want a thin steak, ultimately, like in the smaller kind. So you wouldn't necessarily want, I don't know that, I guess you could do like a thin ribeye. I don't know why it wouldn't work on a larger piece of steak, or a thin New York strip, something like that. But you want it to be a very thin steak.
And Christy, go ahead with your question.
Yes, ma'am.
Christy, I was just wondering, you're asking Google to help you with things. Can you tell me where I could buy a Google Assistant?
I would just Google where you can get them. I actually got mine for free as part of being a YouTube member like several years ago. So, I would imagine you can probably get them. I don't know. I'd have to actually Google where to get one from. That's a very good question. Hey Google, stop.
And Karen has a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, on your steak, if you use a cube steak or whatever steak you want, because I know the recipe says cube steak, if you want it to be thinner, just stick it either in a Ziploc baggie or between 2 pieces of that plastic and just thin it out. I usually have a meat tenderizer hammer thing, or you can use a rolling pin or a pan. Just put it on the counter and bang it out, and it makes it a little bit thinner.
Yep.
And it also tenderizes. And also, I don't know if you know this tip. I know you're doing wet dry ingredients. Use one hand for wet, one hand for dry. Keeps your hands a little less gluey goopy from the milk and the flour.
Ah, good point. I'd never thought of that.
That's all I had. Thank you.
You are most welcome. All right, Karen's cooking tips. Love it. Not sure what the neighbors downstairs would think if I started tenderizing the steak, but yeah. And if I get this brand of steak again, I might consider it, though. Okay. So I use a double spatula to flip because I can use it to grab the thing underneath and then clamp down on top and turn it over, and that works a lot better for me than trying to balance. So that is my flipping technique. Get a double spatula. You don't need tongs. It's an actual double spatula that comes on hinges.
And that way you can feel the meat more as well.
Exactly. Okay. Hey Google, stop.
Julie has a question.
All right, Julie, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest that if you wanted to tenderize the meat before you started cooking, I know this wouldn't help you now, but they make an unseasoned meat tenderizer that you can put on. I know McCormick makes one. I know there's some other off-brands, and it comes in a spice container, like you get, say, salt or garlic powder or something, and you can apply that to the meat with just a little bit of water. and let it sit for maybe like 20, 30 minutes, just depending on how much meat you're using. And that might help to make it a little bit less tough if that's something you want to give a try.
Excellent. All right. So,
And we have 10 minutes until we cut off the stream.
Yep, okay. So, first of all, let's just quickly, first of all, I want to remind everybody we do have the Cooks list, which you can subscribe to, acb-cooks, plus subscribe at acblists.org. You just send a blank message. I'm going to use Karen's wet-dry method here as I do this. So I've got 2 pieces of meat left. So I'm going to... Okay, so basically, also want to remind you all that we do have other calls happening right here in the community. We have Braille Room happening later today. Also, Games to Play with Lady A. We've got, that's going to be happening. Games to Play will be on Media 5. Tuesday's Turning Pages is happening next hour. Not that I want you all to leave, but it is happening. Okay, I like this idea of 2 hands for the thing.
Also, beginner crochet is today at 3.
Yes, indeed it is. And helpful.
And they're doing a bucket hat.
All right. Hey Google. Hey Google. Set timer for 2 minutes. And if you've not done so yet, hey, if you have your email, why not get signed up for the ACB community list? It's as simple as sending an email to community@acb.org and giving them your name and email address and saying, hey, please add me to the list, and they will gladly do so. And you'll receive an entire schedule. We've got calls today on dogs, cats, we've got the chat cafe, we've got Tuesday topics, we've got conversational French.
Let's talk AI.
Let's talk AI.
At the same time as Games to Play.
Yep, helpful hints on homophones. Hopefully the AI call will eventually move, because it's not a good time for it, but that's not my call. Yeah. Just my personal opinion for what it's worth, folks. But I'm whining. But, yeah.
That's only because you want to split yourself in 2 different places.
Well, I can split myself in 2 different places and be on 2 calls at the same time, but, anyway, I don't know if the listeners, I don't know if the person who does the AI call listens to this call or not, so I won't whine anymore, but, if they do, well, then hopefully they're impressed with the fact that we were talking about cooking with AI earlier, so, anyway, we also have used Lady A to cook in the past. So, like I said, I'm really disappointed in my grocery store because I thought I'd gotten extra meat because I really wanted to use the existing batter, but let's see how this turned out. Hey Google, stop. There it is.
Petra, go ahead.
Yep.
So, Herbie, are you cooking the meat 2 minutes on each side? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey Google, set timer for 2 minutes. Okay, actually, the Walmart steak cooked a bit more efficiently, so The advantage of having the meat thinner is that it cooks better. So we'll actually let this be in for an extra minute for this batch. Okay, so if it's a thicker steak, I definitely say maybe try to tenderize it a little bit so it'll cook better.
Karen, go ahead with your question.
All right.
Okay, it's really a question this time. Are you putting it on a wire rack when it's done cooking, or just a platter?
I just put it on a platter.
Okay.
But a wire rack is not a bad idea for this if you want. Like I said, I definitely think I liked my thinner steak that I got from Walmart better for this. So that's good to know. This is only my second time doing this one, so
Are you using sandwich steaks?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Nick makes something very similar to this, but he adds Parmesan cheese.
Oh, okay.
But we don't do gravy with it, so.
Ah. I'm not sure if my timer actually set, but that's okay. I needed to give it an extra minute anyway.
I don't think you said it.
Okay. And then I'm going to flip these back over one more time because they actually needed a little bit more time than what I originally thought.
But they sound tasty.
They are. I'm going to re-add the other two back to the pan after this to just give them a little bit more time. Oh yeah, the batter's looking a little bit more solid now in these as well.
Karen, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think of so many things when I'm listening. If you use a wire rack, I have a tip. You've got your cookie sheet, put some paper towels on that cookie sheet, and then put your wire rack. This way, when it's cleanup time, you're not dumping a bunch of oil down the drain, which will then make you call a plumber. That way you just take the paper towels off and you throw them away. You've got a lot less oil on your pan. And the second thing pound out that meat. You really, really need to pound out that meat. And if you're worried about the neighbors downstairs, take them a beautiful sample paddler when you're done and say, sorry about the noise, but here it is.
Oh, there you
There you
go.
go.
They'll like it.
Bribery.
Yeah, like I said, so now I know if I get the meat from my grocery store, that one I definitely need to pound out. The Walmart one I did not need to pound out. As I'm re-adding the other meat. Okay, I'm making sure that... Okay, I can see a difference with this next batch. Alright. So, like I said, the downside is that, now we have a lot of extra batter that I can't use, so that's frustrating, but what can you do?
And we did go off the air about a minute ago.
Alright.
Took us off.
Petra, go ahead.
Herbie, could you make the gravy in advance maybe and keep it warm and then put it with the meat after the meat is cooked, and that way both would be warm?
A great question, and no, because the gravy is formed partially from the meat mixture that we the frying the meat that we're just doing. So you could fry some of the meat and maybe make the gravy, but
Okay, so you need some of the residue from your frying to make the gravy.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Gravy is the hard part to me, so I don't think we're gonna. Doesn't seem like we're gonna get to it today.
We're actually going to get to it right now. And Donna's asking, why do I have extra batter? Because when I tried to order a lot of extra meat, so I'd be able to use up the batter with the meat. And I didn't get as much as I tried to order, so that's why I have extra batter. So this package only had like 5 round steaks, and I could easily do another package of round steaks with the amount of batter that I have left.
That's the way the steak cooks.
Yep.
In this case.
Okay. So I think that'll do her. It's going to turn out how it's going to turn out. All right. So let's take a look now at our instructions here. And what are we getting in the messages? All right. Let's see here.
So you have one raised hand.
All right.
And you could always take out a package of chicken and pound it and use your extra batter.
I was actually thinking about that because I do actually have some chicken breast that...
I think that would work very nicely. Fried chicken is awesome.
Yep. Celeste liking the idea of the Parmesan cheese. And I would not be able to do that, Celeste, because one, I'm taking paratransit to and from the thing, so that they can't exactly make extra stops. I don't know how well the batter would do. The chicken idea right now would actually be the better one. Timing just isn't going to work because I've got like less than 30 minutes both for the call and for when my ride is coming. So, and we've still got scrambled eggs to make too. So,
All right. So, Christy, is your question quick?
I'm looking over the gravy recipe.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Hi,
Go
Herbie.
ahead.
It's Christy. Did you make the batter before, or did you make it while you were doing your steak?
Well, made it before so we could dip the steak into it. So we need 1/3 cup flour for the gravy, 4 cups whole milk, 1/2 teaspoon seasoned salt, black pepper. So what we're going to do is mix all that into the remaining oil mixture that's already in the pan.
Your drippings, your
Yep.
flavor.
So what it actually wants us to do, pour off the grease into a heat-proof bowl and without cleaning the skillet, return 1/4 cup of the grease back to the skillet and allow it to heat up. So for this to work very efficiently, I'm going to need it to cool down. So I just a little bit more, I think. Let's see here. But we do have a bowl that I can use. So the idea with the gravy is we're going to, like I said, pour this into... Okay, we're going to... So this is a dangerous operation, folks. If you're not comfortable with pouring liquids like this, definitely... Actually, you know what? This other rectangular mixing bowl I have will work better for our purposes. It's a glass dish. Whoa. I'd really rather, if I was going to do fried chicken, I'd almost rather find those really thin chicken breasts. But, okay, so I've poured the mixture. It becomes very thick, but it's very hot, and I've poured it into the, a pan over here. So I'm going to return 1/4 of it to our mixture here. And you know what? We'll just be a bit creative. We'll try this. I'll just use some of the existing batter as part of the flour mixture. And that'll be fine, I think. But now scooping this out into a 1/4 cup is very tricky. So we'll just pour a couple of smaller 1/4 cups in here and hope it's good. So I'm going to turn this on to medium. And a little bit of batter poured out from the gravy thing too, so okay.
You have raised hands.
All right.
But I know you're trying to get through, so...
So I'm just going to sprinkle some of this flour mixture over the pan. I've turned it on to medium heat. All right, who have we got?
Melissa, go ahead. Melissa, you are still muted, so I'm going to go to Petra while you sort that out.
Oh, can you hear me?
Perfect. I was just.
All right.
Oh.
Go ahead, Petra, and then Melissa, you'll be next.
Okay.
Okay, Kirk, just real quick, Herbie, what I would do is take a quarter cup. I have measuring cups that have long handles, and I would just reach down into the bowl that you have the oil in and scoop out with the measuring cup and then pour it in the skillet. So that was my only thought.
All right.
Instead of trying to pour.
All right. So what we're going to do is try to whisk this all together in the meantime. Okay. Melissa, yes.
Melissa,
Okay,
go ahead.
Are you going to read the schedule for next week?
I'll try to. I'm trying to do this right now, so. Okay.
How much? Whoa, you're putting a lot of pepper, huh?
No, I'm just whisking.
Oh, you're whisking. How long do you have to whisk that for?
It says about 5 to 10 minutes, so.
Oh,
This is the trickiest part of the whole recipe, is making the gravy, so.
Yeah, okay.
I know next week it's going to be Melissa. And
Yep.
then the following week it's going to be Kayla, and she's going to be doing mini meatballs / mini meatloafs.
All right.
And that would bring us to June.
Excellent.
And then I think June, Julie's going to be doing bean salad and wing rub. And then I'm doing the M&M cookies the next week. So that's a month.
Yep. So yeah, gravy is a challenging thing to make, and so I'm just trying to. I with gravy, it's. I definitely understand why people struggle to make gravy, because it's not always consistent. It's hard to feel if it's coming out right. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and assume it's okay to add in the milk. And it'll just have to all mix together. It's falling out of my fridge. That's not good. Oh, Chanel's. Okay. So it calls for 3 to 4 cups. I'm just going to pour this in. And that'll do for that. Can throw this container away. I think part of the problem with gravy is it is such a visual thing, because you have to really see how things are gelling together. And so I am following the recipe here, but I'm nervous about how it's actually going to turn out, honestly. So next we're going to see about our scrambled eggs. These are pretty straightforward. I'm going to whisk some eggs together in a mixing bowl. And then add in a little bit of water, heat some butter in a skillet, And this pan is not center in the burner. Lovely. Okay.
Julie, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I've had some experience making gravy, and I'm totally blind, so I don't have any sight. But yeah, it is. It can get away from you really quick. You have to kind of just mix it constantly because otherwise it's gonna.
Yep.
But you'll feel it, right?
Yeah.
It thickens as it cooks, but it also will thicken really quickly. So it's definitely not something you want to set and walk away.
Nope.
But they do make jarred gravy or canned gravy if that's just like too much for you and you want to still have gravy anyway. Those might, or the little powder
Definitely.
packets that you can add milk to. And so those are options. But yeah, it's gravy is kind of hard to do.
Definitely.
Herbie, you have just under 14 minutes left.
Yep. Ain't that the truth? Okay. I'm going to try to make this a little bit more thicker. And the problem is I can tell that some of the flour is clumping into the mixture. It's not really thickening the way it seems like it should be, but
You could try adding a little more milk. That might help you thin it down.
alright. Well, I need it. I was trying to get it thicker, actually, because it was kind of very thin to begin with.
So add a little bit more flour.
I just did. Okay. Alright. Almost had my measuring cups in the way. Don't really like that.
10 minutes.
All right. So I'm going to use my same mixing bowl for the scrambled eggs that I used for the steak batter earlier. I'm just going to give it a quick wash out. And it already has some flour residue in it, so giving it a good scrub. All right, folks. So let's give this a good drying out. And I'm using the mixing bowl because I'm going to try to make enough eggs for both me and Chanel. All right, so like I said, we're just going to whisk eggs together and add in some water, and then we're going to put butter in a skillet and give them a good scramble. So I'm going to just go super quick here because it'll take too long to describe everything, but I'm cracking the eggs. I'm going to put water in one of the eggshells. And because the water is going to make the eggs firm up, you can also use milk if you prefer, but it does affect them texture-wise.
Makes them a little fluffier.
Actually, it's the water that makes them fluffier, and I found out that part of the reason why is because of the oxygen in the water. But, just gotta be careful not to get the shells in the thing. And, like that egg broke apart a little bit. Whoa. Gotta keep it from splashing everywhere as well. Because you do not, I mean, I granted that shells are protein, but, not exactly.
A little extra calcium.
Little extra calcium, but not exactly the most edible form of calcium.
True.
And I'm going to wash my hands. I want to thank everybody for coming to this call today. And Deshaun, hope you're still... Oh, no, you're not listening, but should have said goodbye to you earlier. I do apologize. Can't find my whisk, so we'll just use a fork. I could clean off my gravy whisk, but don't have the time. But a fork works just as well for our purposes today.
Do you add salt and pepper into your eggs?
Yep, I'm going to do that.
We actually tend to use Himalayan sea salt up here for our salt.
All right. I haven't used
extra minerals.
I haven't used Himalayan sea salt in Foreverest.
Oh wow.
Oh, get it? Everest. You know, that's where the Mount Everest is, where the Himalayas. Okay, I'll quit with the bad jokes. Okay, where's my other skillet? Really?
Yes, Karen.
about your
Here's
God,
what.
now I can't even what I
Yep.
was gonna call it.
Go ahead.
Your wet dry. Instead of putting the dry in a bowl, your assembly line, that's what it is. Instead of putting the dry in the bowl, put your powder, your flour and stuff in a casserole dish. It's flatter, it's got large sides, so it's not gonna go anywhere you
Oh,
poke.
there you go.
But and it has a little more room for you to move stuff around and cover your whatever it is you're powdering up. So I would say casserole dish for that.
Okay, that is a brilliant idea. I never thought of that. And I think we need to hire you as my kitchen consultant.
I am working on a recipe because I would like to be a cook star one day
All right.
on your
Excellent.
show. Cook star.
Excellent.
Well, you know how to get in touch with us.
Yep. For everybody that wants to be a guest star on the cooking call, make sure you go through community and ask for Heidi's contact information. She will get you squared away. All right, so I'm letting this. I used the unsalted butter. We're gonna let it sizzle in the pan here. But I've got another problem, and let's see here if I can.
You may not even be able to enjoy your breakfast.
I won't, but that's okay.
That kind of stinks. Really stinks.
Six minutes. Okay, fun. All right, I want to thank everybody for coming today. We're going to pour the eggs into the pan and let them stir. And then I am going to serve them with steak and gravy. So we're just waiting for it to sizzle up here.
Well, good luck.
Yep.
No squirming, or you won't get a lollipop.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
But you might get a sticker.
Mm-hmm. Now the butter is starting to sizzle. And we gotta get out of here. So thank you, everybody.
They look good, Harvey. I can hear it.
Excellent.
I can hear the sizzle now.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take you to make that? How long?
Depends how much you want the eggs to firm up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I'm like, I can hear it sizzle, but really, it's good.
So on that note, thank you, everybody. And Jeanette and Chanel, you can close
Bye,
the
guys.
respective rooms.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.